Try to stay off all those roads that have an eye in front of them. 50,000 artifacts. Ooh, this is a good one today. You know the deal. What up, prairie dogs? Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful day to ride, and that I have already started. I'm about 175 miles in. I'm headed west, my favorite direction. Ultimate destination, Patrick's Place, Utah. Got another trip. We're going off-road. But for today, I've already bombed 175 miles out to Galesburg, Illinois, to go to Judy's Cafe. If you don't know Judy's, just look her up, TikTok, whatever. She's gone crazy viral. She says she has the best pancakes around. I had to come out and see for myself. So let's jump on in, see what it's about. Well, just finished up there. I got the double combo, 2 eggs, 2 sausage, 2 bacon, 2 pancakes, which I made very medley for a little bit extra. Everything very good. The waitress saw my camera, said, "Hey, do you want to meet Judy?" I said, "You know I do." So we were getting ready to take a picture and my phone died. I think I'll be able to find it on Facebook here, but I lived it. So anyway, got to get back on the bike, get loaded up. We're going to Iowa, state number 31. Illinois, state number 1 behind us, crossing over the mighty Mississippi River into Iowa, state number 31 for the year. Come on! Yeah, buddy. All right, well, that's the day. I'm staying at White Breast Campground here. It's just off Red Lake in Iowa, somewhere central Iowa. And pretty good solid day. Really didn't crush a whole lot of miles, about 330. Saw Judy's, that was fun, met her, good food. And just not a whole lot else, pretty boring. Farmland, rolling hills, Iowa, Illinois. A couple rivers and stuff, nothing too crazy. But good solid day, beautiful weather. Tomorrow, gonna keep making our way west. Probably end up maybe somewhere in Nebraska, who knows? But for now, gonna eat some beef stroganoff, do a little editing, pack it in for the night. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful day today, beautiful day to ride. That's exactly what I'm gonna do, you know it. I didn't wake up at the crack of dawn today to crush 5,000 miles. You don't gotta do that every single day. I don't really got too far that I really want to go today for a specific reason. It's a place I want to see, and I'm gonna need at least a good 2-3 hours maybe to go through it, so that's for tomorrow. But today we just got to get close, and to do that we got to go into Nebraska, the Cornhusker state, you know it. Leaving out of Iowa, I didn't check the miles, maybe about 300 is what I'm guessing, and I couldn't find too much that I was interested along the way. But you know, we're just gonna meander a little bit. They got this big giant road, it's called I-80. Runs from Chicago to Utah. You could just rip it, stay on there, and that's boring. I've done that too many times. I don't want to do it again. So we're gonna stay off that road and try to stay off all those roads that have an eye in front of them. And we're just gonna kind of meander through the small towns and see what we can come up with. I see something cool, stop the bike, pull over, flip the camera out. But for now, I'm just about all packed up here. This is White Breast Campground, once again near Knoxville, Iowa. Solid stop, wide, big campsites, clean bathrooms, quiet. That's my top 3, and it's got it. But yeah, all packed up here. Bike's clean for now. Trying to break that 24-hour curse of getting dirty. So far, we're doing it. But anyway, that's enough talking. I'm ready to ride. Let's load it up and get to doing it. This is where it's at right here. I'm out in the country. I'm on a road with like barely anybody else, and it's just beautiful. I mean, I-80, it's gonna take you through Des Moines, take you Omaha, and that is just a whole lot of craziness. Semi trucks and fast people trying to break world records on the highway. Not trying to do all that, so we're just gonna cruise along here. Yeah, it's gonna take us a little bit longer, but I'm in it for the ride. I'm not in it to lay down a million miles. Gonna keep it rolling. Nebraska, we're coming for you. Just made a quick little stop. Get a quick snack, hit the bathroom, get things kind of refreshed here. Jump back on the old road. The bike running phenomenal. Put a little tune in it in between the Lake Superior trip and this one here. Just seemed like it might have been running a little rich. Put a fresh tune on it. Did that, and just been checking up on the oil. Ever since we rebuilt the engine, she's running good. Not using any oil. I am literally on a lonely highway. How's that go? A lonely, lonesome highway east of Omaha. I'm still clicking off miles in Iowa, looking for Nebraska. She's out there. We're coming for Nebraska, state number 32. Stay tuned. You'll probably see it real quick. But for me, I got about an hour at least, so keep rolling, keep that wheel spinning. Iowa, take a back seat, bud, because we are going to Nebraska, state number 32, the good life. Come on. Nebraska. Nebraska, Nebraska. It's got something I'm looking forward to. It's called the 100th Meridian, which is the separation line that separates the humid east and the dry, arid west. Once we cross over that, I will consider myself out of the Midwest into the West, and great things, great riding lies just beyond. Fort Kearny State Recreation Area Park, whatever that calls for the day, of course, but I think they got a little bit of honor system deal here. Figure that out. Throw some cash in there. Something like that. Well, this is the campground. Not sure if I'm going to stay just yet. And there is a fort here, and future Curtis is going to tell you about that right now. Fort Kearny was established in 1848 as a safe haven for the massive amounts of pioneers headed west, gold prospectors, Pony Express riders, and wagon trains. It was a place to restock on supplies, send mail, telegraphs, and rest. It saw service until 1871, but was never formally attacked. Today, it is controlled by the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission, and there are many reconstructed buildings and exhibits that tell the history of the fort. Okay, this is going to be camp for the night, Fort Kearney State Park, just outside of Kearney, Nebraska. Fun fact, wrecked a truck here about 11 years ago off I-80, Kearney, Nebraska, that is. But anyway, that's been the past, today is the future, and this is my stop. That's where I'm staying. Campsite 105, stay alive. The reason I say that, gonna be some storms tonight, and I picked this campsite for a good reason. In this campground, like right behind me, there's a lot of these big dead trees. And if we get any kind of good wind and storms, you know, there's a potential that stuff falls down, hits you in your tent, hits your road glide, which is your only transportation that you own. So yeah, don't want that to happen. Pick this campsite, pretty clear of all that. Some pavement. Most of these campsites are gravel right here. Got some pavement, it's easy on a motorcycle. Hey, why not? Also, nobody's around me. A little lake over here, and the bathrooms are in this orange building, which you might be able to see, maybe not, just over yonder. So yeah, that's gonna do it. About 350 miles for the day, and the place that I want to see tomorrow, it's just right around the corner. I'm literally just gonna wake up, pack up, eat, coffee, you know it, and hit our destination, which that's gonna be I'll leave that for tomorrow, but right around the corner, get there when they open, hit some miles to Colorado after that. But that's gonna do it for tonight. Get camp set up, make some food, make some phone calls, maybe take a shower. They got some showers here somewhere, and bag it in. Hope for a minimal to no storm. Things get crazy, I'll flip the camera on and keep you filled in. All right. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful day here in Minden, Nebraska. Slept pretty good last night once the storms, lightning, thunder went away over there. White Breast Campground, 15 minutes down the road. We've got a little gloomy day today, but that's all right. It keeps the temps down and there's no glare from the sun. But anyway, I stayed over there last night because just behind me is Harold Warp's Pioneer Village. And in their words, it is 50,000 artifacts and 26 historic buildings. In my words, I have been here before, actually, just about 11 years ago, 2014 now. And it's basically just a collection of everything you could think of, basically. From like 1830 to 1980, 1990. And just all these cool artifacts. They got a village set up right in the center. You could spend all day here. Maybe I will. I don't have a whole lot else going on today. I got one other thing to see. We're gonna hit Kansas. But for now, I'm gonna take as long as I want. I'm gonna go through the village here, enjoy it. When I'm ready, we're gonna roll on. But for now, let's jump inside. There's a lot to see here. So back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, there really wasn't a norm for a power plant for vehicles. And according to this here, there was more steam and electric vehicles purchased than there were gasoline-powered vehicles. Just behind me, got an example of all three. This one here, 1915 Woods Electric, typically owned by the wealthy. And this one here, 1899 Mobile Steamer. This one here, 1918 Franklin air-cooled engine. Looks like got a fiberglass body. This one cost about $3,000 back then. I found this one right here the most interesting, this 1915 Woods Electric. Not so much for the vehicle, but the story. So they found this in 1952, Evanston, Illinois, in a home, a very wealthy lady, along with $1 million cash in that house. Pretty crazy. I'm still walking through building number 1 of 26. There's just stuff everywhere. I've seen old buggies, I've seen airplanes, dolls, cash registers, lanterns, women's clothes, women's hair products, boat engines, commercial buggies. And here is something that I love. I love everything about this. This is an amphicar. That means it can drive on land, it can drive on water. I believe it can do 70 on land, yep, 68 miles an hour, just about 7 knots on the water. Let's see, this one's from 1967. This is something on my bucket list right here. I don't know how I could ever do this. I don't need to own one, but I would like to drive one on land and into water. I'm sure they have a cult following. I don't know how many they made, maybe that's on here, but check this thing out. Got the mirrors down there so you can see the propellers. Killer. Well, I just spent over an hour 20 in the main building, and that leads you right out to the village. These were either purpose-built or moved here, historical buildings, just everything you'd see in a normal village. Your school, your general store, fire department. They got a Nebraska sod house over here, and diner. Every single one of these buildings you can walk right in. It's loaded with cool stuff. This here is really cool to me. This is an 1889 steamer. This thing weighs 196,000 pounds empty. I could spend all day here. I love places like this. So I just got inside this. This is the Grom Schoolhouse. It saw students from 1885 till 1933. And I found some pretty cool old pictures here. This one is 1890. And at the height of it, the biggest class ever was 65 kids. This one here is 1910. Harold Warp himself went to this school. And then when they were done using it, sat vacant for about 15 years, and Harold Warp, of course, purchased it, moved it to the property. But this one here, this is left exactly like it was the last day of school in 1938. The books were put there, left alone, threw some plexiglass over it. It's pretty cool if you ask me. But just amazing, all the years that have gone by. People learning here, of course, passed away. And I don't know, pretty interesting the way they did things back then. Gonna keep it rolling. Got plenty of stuff to see here, and I don't know how long we're gonna be here, but it's gonna be a while. Behind me is a sod house, which is something I've only seen in Nebraska. I first saw it when I went to Anselmo, Nebraska. That was back in my original trip, 2023. I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm gonna jump inside, see what I can learn. The sod houses are the original houses here in the plains because there wasn't a lot of timber around. Just smack that. So they cut sod into like 24-inch pieces, stacked it up. Typically the wall's about 3 foot thick, taper up towards the top. If they had lumber at all, they'd use it for the roof. This one here, back, let's see, what does this say? I can't remember now. This one here took 5 men, 3 weeks, and 10 acres of sod to build this one, 1954. And a similar sod school, 1870, at that time would have cost $39.50. So I'm walking through building 19 right now, Ford Studebaker's motorcycles, and I stumbled across this scooter right here with this big plaque. And I learned about Ambrose Herman, World War II veteran, lived in Muscatine, Iowa as a mechanic, and he lived pretty close to the shop, I believe about a mile. So in 1964, he builds this scooter, completely home built, and it took him about a year and a little over $500 at the time, 6 horsepower Briggs and Stratton. And he goes on to ride this for 17 years and 20,000 miles. It's licensed, horn, electric starter, 12-volt system, brake lights, all that, to do about 35 miles an hour. So a lot of cool things here in the museum. Something like that, one of a kind. Well, that's gonna do it for me here at Pioneer Village. I spent 4 hours and I went through nearly every single building. It's longer than I really wanted to be here, and I was trying to get to a place about 350 miles away. Probably not gonna happen today. So, gotta look at the map here, look for a place to stay, make a plan, get rolling. Back on the road now, we are headed south, looking for Kansas. Look at the state dry too. We'll see about that one, but something very interesting to me lies in the distance in Kansas. Kansas itself is untapped for me. Never been to Kansas before. Today is the day. Nebraska, it's been fun. That's behind me now because Kansas is my 33rd state that I have rode my motorcycle in 2025. good one today. When I went to the easternmost point, Quaddy Head State Park, I said, heck, might as well go to the southernmost point. That's Key West. I did that. Last year, me and the crew hit the northernmost point, Minnesota. And that's when Mr. Mike said, you know what, I think there's a center. And he's dang skippy, there sure is. It's right behind me. The geographical center of the United States, contiguous 48, is right here in Lebanon, Kansas. And today I have made it. It's a windy day today out here in the middle of nowhere. But I couldn't be more excited. I got one more left to do. That's the westernmost point. It's the hardest to get to because you got to park it and hike. Get to stepping. We got to do it though, don't you worry. But right here in Kansas, at the center, they got a little bit of everything. I got a few different markers. That's the main one right behind me. Got the U.S. Center Chapel. All this at the end of a short paved road right beyond Lebanon, Kansas. Well, camp for the night. Looks like about 80 miles out. Pointing west. Gonna be fighting this crosswind all the way to Prairie Dog State Park, my campground, but that's okay because I got the greatest Harley-Davidson motorcycle ever made. 2020 Road Glide Special, you know the deal. Headed west, baby. Keep it rolling. All right. Prairie Dog State Park. Home for the night. The Kansas has got this cool thing where you can use your card, swipe your credit card, flip, get your campsite right on the spot. All states need to have that. There I am right there. Yeah, all states should have that. You could even do it old school here. Here's the prices. Cheapest, $13. Primitive. Oh, I almost want to go in there and see what it looks like before I commit to buying something. Okay. Good deal. Let's figure it out. Took a look at the map, took a look at the satellite. I think I know where I want to camp, and I think I know how to get there. So let's go for it. I just saw Prairie Dogs. Should have been rolling. How was it? Oh, they're out there. What up, Prairie Dogs? You're my dog, Prairie Dog. Alright, this should be Shady Rest over here, which is where I want to be. And it is. Beautiful. Alright, I think we're going to take this right here, whatever this site is, as long as it's not already occupied or reserved or whatever. Alright, well that's going to do it for me today. Pretty good solid day. Didn't crush a lot of miles, probably the least amount of miles as far as that goes today, but had a great time. Pioneer Village, spent most of the day there. No regrets. Made it into Kansas. Geographic Center, contiguous 48, solid stop there. And made a little bit of switching around with the plan as far as where I was going to stay. Got some weather coming in. Last I checked, service is not too great over here. We're gonna get skimmed a little bit on the storms, probably some rain a little bit on later, but the day is getting long here, running out of daylight once again. I gotta get something to eat, fixed up, take a shower, call it a day.